Welcome into the Fan Speak Network. I am your host, Justin Bruni. Joining me, as always, is my co-host and partner, Mr. Andrew, the TD King, Raub. Evening, sir. How we doing? Happy Friday.
Sup, buddy? Got one question for you. You ready to win some fucking bets?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bruni smash. Bruni smash. Feed me more bets. Yes, absolutely ready for week 4. Chaos. Absolute chaos in the NFL streets. Injuries, missing players, questionable players, crazy lines. We're all over it. We're here. Let's ride. Excited to get into it, brother.
Yes, sir. Yeah, man. Crazy injury week. Crazy ending. I gotta, as a Commanders fan, gotta pump them up a little bit. What a great win on Monday night, man. Just fucking set the tone for the week for your boy here. Maybe not this week. Kind of fearful of the Cardinals, but we might get into that game a little bit. Talk a little bit about it. I mean, who knows? But as a Commanders fan, we've had a lot of downs, so it's nice to see an up every now and again. A nice win by them. I'm not a crazy fan. I'm a realist, so I realized that was a nice, lucky, good win for them.
Wow.
But a little lucky. I mean, when the defense lets up 30-something points, the offense also has to score 30-something points. So, I mean, I would have liked to have it been like we win by 14. That would have made me feel a lot better. But they let them hang around there. The defense is still the defense of last year, right? Where they're giving up a ton of yards, ton of points. So we'll see moving on. I mean, the Cardinals, I did see a stat today. So Kyler Murray and Jaden Daniels currently have the best completion percentage outside the pocket, followed by Josh Allen. So this game's going to be really interesting if both these quarterbacks can get out of the pocket and throw some balls downfield. I think it's truly going to come down to which team doesn't fuck up the most here, because I do think both squads have run a little hot, a little lucky, and I think the turnover battle might be a proving point in this game.
No, it's a juicy matchup. All sorts of props available there, like some of the lines. Yeah, I mean, if you want, we can just dive into that game.
We can. First, let's check into the chat here, though. Tim D says Broncos country, let's ride. Jamie always checking in. What up, Bruni Rob? Win me free money. Hey, man, that's what we're here for, right? He said left hand up. We the Commanders, baby. AKA Redskins. Married Wiles in the chat here. Jacoby Myers, anytime touchdown. What it do, baby? I like that call, man. Trey Tucker also live for touchdowns. Just saying, just putting that out there.
Andrew's paying attention to my team in his home fantasy league. He invited me in, a sheep in wolves clothing, if you will. 3-0, undefeated. Who's in my flex this week with Devontae Adams out? Trey Tucker. Just rolling over everybody. And by the way, week 1, week 2, I took down the TD King and the TD Queen. Just saying. I mean, you come into the league and you just knock the door in.
I'll be the first to admit I've never won my own league. It just has escaped me forever. But Mrs. TD King has won it twice, and she won it 2 years in a row.
Damn. So I took down a double champ. Let's go. Took down a double champ. Andrew pumping me up here. Feeling good. Had a huge comeback last week, too, over whoever I beat. LZ something. Smashed them on Monday night. Let's go.
Oh, laser sharp. Yeah. Wiles says Bruni's a hawk on waivers. Remember, Wiles also in that. So he said,
"Yeah, I didn't realize that. I looked after that because I was like, oh shit, like this league, they got like limits on how many players you can pick. I was like, fuck, I'm like leading the league.
Okay, and I'll explain that. I don't know if anybody else plays with limits on waivers, but we for a few years had a bunch of people every week pick up like 8 or 9 guys. It got fucking really annoying. So I set the limit to 50. When you get to 50, you can still make moves. You just got to wait for the waivers to go through.
Fair enough. I mean, didn't know that. Hey, I agree to the rules. I have no complaints. I'm fine. I'm good. Even if I was 0-3, but hey, those are the rules. I got to chill. You know what I mean? But I'm using 3 IR spots. Okay, so 7 ads, 3 IR spots used. Just saying.
I mean, yeah, hey, that's what they're there for. Checking in, Meg 2 says Washington defense is a true gift this season to us. Andrew and I's pain is truly our gain in props versus Washington.
Let's go. I saw that St. Juice is questionable this week.
Yeah,
Forbes could be back on the field.
Yeah, say Forbes coming back. I don't want to say that when he left the field, we won 2 games in a row, but it's no coincidence that he left the field and then we won 2 games in a row. So we'll see how that goes.
All right, let's jump into this Arizona game. Appreciate catching up with the chat. Before we jump into the player props, some of our favorite picks. Let's go. Andrew's a little pumped up about the Commanders. It's a real good matchup. We got a 3.5 spread in favor of the Cardinals. I think I buy that down to 2 or 2.5 or 3 points even, and I would be okay with that because right now it actually has them plus 100, at least on DraftKings, to cover the minus 3.5. You always like to see that, some juice on the spread, but I would stay away. I would probably just buy that down, like I said, the 3 even or the 2.5. What's your idea here on the spread? Are you gonna go full commando, maybe tease them up, buy them up?
I mean, they're a live tease play for sure. I try not to play with my emotions, though. I've not bet on them. So here's what happened, right? Week 1, forgot to wear my Sean Taylor jersey.
Oh,
they lost. Okay,
you're bad.
I also didn't bet on.
You're gonna have to wear that. Literally, the loss.
Yes. Week 2, I was like, oh yeah, shit, I forgot to put it on. They won. Week 3, make sure I had it on. They won, but I also have not been betting on them. So I'm gonna wear the jersey, but not bet until they lose. Then I might start to bet on them. But for now, while the streak is going, I'm not gonna fuck it up.
Is a streak? They've won two in a row now.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's okay. We call it a streak. We call 2 in a row a streak. That's fair. Yeah. So you'll take the Cardinals at the minus 2.5 then?
Yes, I would take the Cardinals. Yes.
Over under 49 points.
Oh man, so this, and I was looking at these totals, and this is one that I can't really make up my mind on because again, like if they keep both these quarterbacks in the pocket, I think it goes under because then I think that they're not going to be as effective down the field. They're going to do a lot of running plays, so on and so forth. If they get out of the pocket and can make plays with their legs, both Murray and Daniels, and don't force the running game on each other, I think it goes over. So it's really game script to me. This is where I would wait to start watching the game, maybe through the first quarter, see what's going on, and then live bet the total. But for right now, I'm going to stay away. If gun to my head, if you're making me pick one, I'm taking the under.
Same thing. I would be taking in the under, but I don't like betting these totals. If I'm going to bet a total, I'm going to pair it with something else and buy it up or buy it down and give my own total to the game. I still think that's the best way to approach totals because that is where I feel Vegas and the books are the most sharp. That's where they're making their most money. I try to stay away from there. It's obviously an easy way to build, like on FanDuel, like your $1 million card. Just pick the whole slate on the spread and throw in a couple of plus options and you're right there. But yeah, I would take the under 49 and I would take Cardinals to win straight up.
Yeah, Mike Rob says, when is Fanspeak getting its own Discord so I can bully Bruni with Malibu's most wanted memes?
Yeah, just
I do think we should talk to Meg about that. Get in the old Discord maybe or something of that nature for everybody.
So you guys can just hit me up on a 8:30 Monday morning. Yeah, perfect. Love it.
Jake says TD market last year. I saw that Jamie was saying Marvin Harrison Jr. 2+ touchdowns. He hit the Chase 2+ last week plus 850. Meg, Arizona team total over. I don't know what their team total is. What is it? Probably like 27 or so.
24.5.
24.5. Is that what it is?
I don't know. That would be my guess.
Oh, I'm trying to look here quick.
I mean, I can tell you in this game, I mean, I have plenty of props, so we can actually just get into the prop conversation, and I can lead off with Kyler Murray, over 225 passing yards. I feel very comfortable about that. Commanders are allowing the most passing yards, the most passing touchdowns to quarterbacks so far this season. It is a game with an implied total that's higher than most this week, higher than most weeks actually at this given point, with a lack of touchdowns being passed. I like Kyler Murray. I don't know if I want to dip into the 2 touchdowns. It's also a juicier number. I think you can get plus money for him throwing 2 passing touchdowns. He doesn't typically do that. I still see them potentially dominating with the run game, and that's also my hesitation of grabbing Marvin Harrison Jr. at 2 TDs as well, because you could see Kyler have a good day and James Conner just flourishing in the red zone, which is typical of what they like to do. And or Kyler running one in for himself, playing a little scooter in the red zone.
26.5 Cardinals, by the way.
Yeah, it's probably right. I mean, you're probably on it. But if the Commanders show up, then I mean, you got to be on the over there. If you're betting on the Commanders to show up on the road, they are playing indoors. You're playing with a running QB. Both sides have a rushing QB. It just lends for a faster pace of play, regardless, because you can obviously get bigger chunk plays out of dead passing plays. So I think there might be some movement there. I think the thing for me where I would just feel safer is to buy it down a touchdown. Buy it down to 43 and take the over, and I'll be a lot more comfortable with whatever I'm getting. What do you think about Murray over on the passing yards, 225?
I mean, like I said, it's to me, it's how's this game going? Are they letting him get out of the pocket? If they are, I think that's over. If they can keep him in the pocket though, and allow the defense to move around on the back end and maybe kind of confuse him a little bit, because remember, Cliff Kingsbury knows Kyler Murray very well. In this game, does Kyler Murray know Cliff Kingsbury, or does Cliff Kingsbury know Kyler Murray a little bit more? So we'll see how that goes, but I don't know. I mean, this is kind of like
are defensive coordinators. I don't get it.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, but he knows how Kyler works.
Secrets are out.
Kingsbury know how he works. He knows what he feels comfortable doing and not doing. So, I mean, is he going to help out the defensive coordinator this week and be like, "Hey, Kyler needs to get out of the pocket," or
make sure you pressure him. I mean, what else is there? He's a running QB. Run at him. Make him do something. Make him make a bad throw. Make him make a wrong decision. Run at him. That's it. Yeah. What else are you supposed to do?
I would probably. I mean, it feels like that's a little easy of a number, so I'm going to take the under. Like fade what they want you to do, right?
Minus 110, even money to the 225. We'll save any board bets. It's too soon to lead off the show with a board bet. But before Andrew does make his pick, let's be sure to get in, smack the like button, share the video, follow the FanSpeak Network. Andrew,
let's get ready to rumble.
You can go ahead with your pick. Sorry, just wanted to
love it. Yes. So my first prop bet is Jalen Nailor over 16.5 receiving yards versus the Green Bay Packers. Jordan Addison coming back this week.
What's the juice on that?
I think it's minus 110. Hold on.
Woo!
Let me go
Smash.
look.
Yeah. Jordan Addison, he wasn't doing anything when he was healthy.
Yeah, I'm
One
pretty
play.
sure that's
One play.
Here, hold on.
That's free money. Who was talking about free money in the chat earlier?
Yeah. So it's minus 113.
You can put your mortgage payment on that, guys.
I mean, yeah, I feel like we're getting a discount on the number here because Addison is coming back. Addison's number is 37.5. I would definitely rather take Nailor over Addison. I mean, Addison's coming back. I mean, he's going to play 100% of the snaps. I highly doubt it. They're going to have Jair Alexander on Justin Jefferson for whatever that's worth. I think Justin Jefferson still has a really good game, but they really like Jalen Nailor. I mean, this guy is involved, and I don't think he's going away just because Addison came back for this game. Down the line, I think he could kind of be slowly moved out a little bit if Addison is performing well. But for right now, 16.5 feels low. That's maybe 2 catches for this guy. So at minus 113, that feels like a nice, safe number here of 16.5.
It's one catch. Absolutely love that pick. That's a 100% smash. Somebody clip that. Do what you need to do to save it. I'll certainly be adding it to the highlight video. That's for sure. Maybe if it doesn't hit, it makes a pretty big low lights though at the end of the year. Like our worst picks video, because we all know that's going to be coming. Let's stay with quarterbacks here. I'm going CJ Stroud, 2+ passing touchdowns. Jags have allowed the 4th most passing yards and 5th most passing TDs this season. Saw what Josh Allen and that Buffalo Bills offense was able to do last week. They're going to be still beaten and bothered on their defense and in their secondary. Let's see. Darnell Savage questionable. Still have Jerry and Jones questionable. Not sure if Devin Lloyd's going to play in this game. Foyesade Alakun, he is already out. Probably their best defensive player, period. So I really like that matchup for the Texans this week. Going to be attacking Stroud, passing props. Prefer the touchdowns. He has thrown 2+ passing touchdowns, in 9 out of his 18 games played through his first 2 seasons, and that includes starts this year. It's only paying minus 145 on DK, but I would shop that around and shop his yardage as well. I think the starting line's around 250 to 265, but I also think that's a comfortable pick as well. Again, given the matchup, the defense, had some bright spots through the first couple of games, but all the wheels fell off last week, losing their best defensive player, beat up in the secondary. Give me CJ Stroud 2+ passing touchdowns.
I like that call. I do. I think that's how they are just going to truly take it to the Jags. Is definitely through the air. Nico's going to ball. Diggs is going to ball. So I like that pick. Next up for me, Travis Etienne over 18.5 receiving yards versus the Texans -113. This is a play on. I think that they're going to kind of be blanketed down the field a little bit. Gabe Davis questionable to play. Evan Ingram not playing again. They're obviously going to have Christian Kirk there. They have Brian Thomas, but I think that they're not going to be able to pass it down the field very often. So I think Trevor's going to dump it down to ETN. He should, in my eyes, probably receive about 5 or 6 targets, maybe has 3 or 4 catches. That feels like easy 18.5 receiving yards in a game that they're probably going to be behind. Typically, when that happens, you're going to see the running back get some dump down passes, especially like at the end of the game when they're trying to move the ball downfield. If they are in a spot where they're not too far down and they're actually still going for it, 7 points or less, I really feel like that's the time that ETN's going to see some passes come his way. 18.5 receiving yards, again, just feels a little low. So I will take that -113.
Yeah, I like that. I also like the idea of Brenton Strange also getting involved in the passing game. Does he have back-to-back touchdowns? No, just the touchdown in the last game, but he had over 60 receiving yards in his first appearance with Evan Ingram out. But he's getting targets, 11 targets through his last 2 games. Another name that you might be interested there, 2.5 catches. His receiving line is 23.5. Hit that in 2 games ago and hit a touchdown the game before. Something to consider there alongside Andrew's pick. And like you had mentioned, Gabe Davis potentially not playing or coming in questionable, 36.5. I think we could take the under there. I think that's a good sleight of hand pick there as well.
That's true. Good call. Good call. I mean, there's really no downside in taking it because if he's out, it's voided anyway. So,
yeah, I would attack Andrew's pick as well as potentially the Gabe Davis under and Brenton Strange. My next one up here, I have Najee Harris over 65.5 rushing yards. Similar to my pick last week with Derrick Henry, I'm also going to attack his carries at 17.5. He's cleared this number in 3 straight games, and Jaylen Warren is going to be out. I know everyone is always under the assumption that Arthur Smith is going to plug and play Cordell Patterson at any given opportunity. I like Najee Harris a lot this week. Sneak peek also in the anytime touchdown conversation because it's a juicy matchup. Same thought process as last week with DeAndre Swift, just a much better running back. Just a lot more consistency out of Najee Harris and a lot more trust. Colts allowing the most rushing yards per game this season. Give me the anytime touchdown plus 100. Give me Najee Harris over 65.5 rushing yards and give me over his 17.5 carries. Going to be an absolute animal for the Steelers this week with Jaylen Warren out.
I feel like that's a good call. Good volume play, too, because like you said, I mean, they're going to give him the ball. So I like that on a pure volume play, let alone everything that you just said. So like that, man. Cosign. Next up for me, back to the Washington game. We talked about revenge for Cliff Kingsbury. We didn't mention revenge game for Zach Ertz. Zach Ertz over 29.5 receiving yards, -113.
Yeah.
I feel like Cliff's going to get that for him, right? Like he's they gave up on him. They're like, he's done. We don't want him back anymore. I know they have Trey McBride, but he still would have been a good second tight end combo with Trey McBride. I mean, hell, look, Trey McBride's out this game. You could have used Zach Ertz right now. I feel like with the way that they just played down the field, I think that Arizona's going to come in and say like, hey, listen, we're not going to let Jaden do that, right? That's going to leave the middle of the field open for Zach Ertz. 29.5. This might hit by halftime, honestly. I really like this one a whole lot. Again, -113. Ertz over 29.5. I mean, I don't know what else to say for this, man. Revenge game. Revenge is what is it? A revenge is the dish best served cold? Is that what it is?
I think every dish is best served warm. I don't care what the dish is. Like, like in Batman, it was like, Alfred, the soup is cold. And he's like, it's supposed to be cold, sir. Like, brother, it's soup. Like, I don't know what you're talking about, Alfred. You're kind of being a dick. Like, yeah, soup's supposed to be hot. I don't know, like talking down to me, mansplaining me, Alfred, you dickhead. I'm not so certain it's a big revenge game. I mean, Arizona kind of did him right, and they were like trying to get him on a team that had an opportunity to make a playoff run. I think he knew what he was getting himself into over there. When he left the Eagles, did he not have the opportunity to like have a say where he was going to go?
I mean, I think he did, but like Cardinals just kind of like let him go into the wild.
Yeah.
It seemed like the way that they let him go,
Yeah.
it was them telling him that he didn't have it anymore. Not that they wanted the best for him. It's just like, we don't want you anymore. So I'm taking
like
it
the
as a
pick.
revenge angle.
I like the pick because I saw him get involved this last week. Austin Eckler out, a little bit more upside. So I love the pick. The revenge take. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like the Eagles are a better revenge game. That's my opinion.
I talked to Zach. It's a revenge game. Trust me.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Fair enough. I talked to Dallas, and those two hated each other. So he said Philly's the real revenge game. Sorry. You'll get that chance though. That's around the corner.
Twice.
Right. That's around the corner. Commandos love to beat up on the Eagles. You see, that's why he went there. He didn't.
Look, man, you're
he
already
didn't
looking
go
into
there.
the future.
I know he didn't go there because he was like, "Oh, we play the Cardinals week 4." He's like, "I get to play the Eagles twice. That's why I'm going to DC." Poor excuse of an organization. No offense. It's getting better.
We're getting better. Yeah.
And I'm no one to talk. I'm a Bears fan.
We dropped the AIDS 2 years ago.
What's that? Oh, right.
So,
yeah.
Yeah. Dan Snyder.
Yeah. Andrew's not just sure. He's HIV positive. Let's ride. Smash the like button. Next pick up here I have is Aaron Jones. Speaking of revenge, being a dish that's served at whatever temperature you so desire. Over 22.5 receiving yards. Hit this number in back-to-back weeks. Packers allowing the 5th most reception yards to running backs this season. And it's homeboy's backyard. Like, he's going home. That place is going to, give him a little bit of love. There ain't going to be no booing Aaron Jones up in Green Bay. I'll tell you that much right now. Ownership is in the stands, okay? They were all about him. Some huge performances there. He's definitely going to be live in this game for an anytime touchdown, and I'm chasing the receiving yards upside again. Hit this number in back-to-back weeks. I think he's got cleared 5-6+ targets the last 2 weeks as well, so getting that involvement in the passing game. And we talked about it on Wednesday, a little bit more upside for the Packers secondary. Jair Alexander, They also lead the league in total interceptions with 7 right now, allowing 5 receiving touchdowns. Big implant from that week 1 in Brazil. But still, regardless, I think there is a little bit more upside for Jones in this game, on the ground, in the air, and I am chasing the potential air reception yards. Give me over 22.5 and an anytime touchdown. I think the anytime touchdown is not plus money, though, so that's not sexy, but still love it.
I like it. Chris, producer Chris from That Damn Sports. That Damn Sports Network over on Rumble. They give out a ton of great picks as well. You should guys go check them out. Check them out on Twitter. We will have his co-host Degen Eric on with us next week. Also a dad, fits in with Degen Dads. He'll be on with us next week. I'm excited to have him on. But yeah, definitely go check them out over on Rumble, That Damn Sports Network. All right, my next one up, and this is the man that hasn't been.
You have to answer this question before I do.
Is it a revenge game when the Bears or Commanders play the Eagles or Giants?
Do you get it? Yes, always.
Yes, it is.
Double victory laps on those two teams. Or whenever those two teams lose, when they're uber fans, just like, it's just, an immaculate take after immaculate take about my team's going to win this week, cover the spread, whatever they're going to do. Every week. The Bears by $1 billion every week. Right?
So, I mean, I can't get behind that. I think the Bears lose this week. Sorry. We'll get to that. Don't worry. We'll get to that.
I got the Rams like +9.
So my next pick is a guy who hasn't been super involved yet, but as he said, his time's coming. Mark Andrews over 29.5 receiving yards versus the Bills. Okay, so a few things on Mark Andrews here. 1, hasn't been super involved. That's a strike against him, right? 2, they can run the hell out of the ball. Strike against them. But they're about to come up to an opponent that's going to score some damn points on them, okay? I don't care what anybody says. Buffalo Bills are rolling right now. They're going to score some points. There's going to be plenty of opportunities for them to pass the ball. Mark Andrews, again, has come out and said his time's coming. It's now. The time is now for Mark Andrews. 29.5. I mean, typically in a regular year where he's getting heavily involved, that number is going to be higher. So we're getting a reduced price and reduced yardage on Mark Andrews props. Now, granted, I understand he has not been involved a whole lot, but that's going to change. And I really do think that it's going to happen this week. Mark Andrews is going to take advantage of the linebackers for the Bills. They're not great in coverage. They're great at blitzing and they're great at, making stops. But I think Mark Andrews, again, is going to see probably roughly 7 or 8 targets in this game. I mean, I think the Bills are going to be leading in the game. So I'm getting into the game script narrative here where they're going to be behind a little bit. They're not going to truly be able to run Derrick Henry the entire time. They're going to have to get some of the pass catchers involved. Why not Mark Andrews? 29.5 minus 113. I think Bills win. Mark Andrews is going to get this cover though.
No, I love the pick, but again, like I don't know if I agree with the necessary formula to get the right cook here. But I agree with you 100%. And it's just because this is a tight end that can do it on any play, 30 yards. I mean, he's a downfield threat as far as tight ends go, right? And you have Isaiah Likely there, but he's cooled off. I agree with you. I think it cool be a small cool-off week for Derrick Henry. Still would believe he'd probably find the end zone. But regardless, I think the carries could go down a little bit because he has taken a pretty big workload the past 2 weeks. And he's looked good doing it, don't get me wrong. But again, my narrative on Henry all year and all season long so far is that this is a playoff acquisition for them. Like they need Derrick Henry to make a deep run. They were, they didn't have a win. Now they do. So, they're feeling a little bit better, obviously. But in a must-win situation, again, up against a very tough team, I do like them to, go back to what they've been good at, use the tools they know how to use in, a tough situation, like a Mark Andrews, like more Zay Flowers, who I also love this week for props. So yeah, give me that prop for Mark Andrews all day. Hopefully twice on Sunday night game, right?
Sunday, yes.
Yeah. They're setting up. I saw them on the street. I was like, oh, I got shit to do on Sunday. I was like, traffic's gonna be terrible. I was like, oh no, Sunday night game. Let's go.
Sunday night, baby.
Let's go. All right, my next one up is Marvin Harrison over 5.5 yards, going back to that Commanders and Arizona game.
Marvin Harrison, what?
Marvin Harrison Jr. over 5.5 receiving
receptions. Sorry, I thought you said receiving yards. I thought you said yards, and I was like, what?
Yards?
Where are you getting that? Put all the money you have on that 5.5.
5.5 receptions plus 100. I think the plus 100 probably lets you have it there. It'd probably be like minus 1,000.
That's why I was like, I'm sorry. What? I was like, fucking get that in for me right now for $1 billion.
My bad, Andrew. My bad. Commanders' 5th most receptions allowed to receivers. Easy play. We've been talking about it all show, past 2 episodes. You chase props against the Commanders. It's simple as that. Plus 100. That doesn't feel fair. That doesn't feel right. So I'll take that all day.
Okay. I wish I could say that Commanders going to shut him down, but I agree with you there. I do think Marvin Harrison's going to be able to do what he wants with the defense. So like that. Do
you have any other ones?
I do. I have one more for the props here. This is a fuck the Eagles prop. Mike Evans over 61.5 receiving yards. His receiving yards are less than Chris Godwin's. Rightfully so. Chris Godwin has been better than him this year. Mm-hmm. That being said, Mike Evans is about to show the Eagles secondary what's up. I mean, I just 61.5. Again, this is a guy that could get this on a play. Baker takes shots downfield to Mike Evans. I do think Chris Godwin's going to be heavily involved in the game. Don't get me wrong. So is Evans. The Eagles secondary is also not very good. Did they make plays last week when they needed to? Yes. I mean, they performed well. They took the Saints down. Like, I understand. But at the same time, I mean, the Saints didn't have Mike Evans. Mike Evans is good. 61.5. I mean, now that the market has flip-flopped on Evans and Godwin, I really like the Evans pick now because everyone's going to be on Godwin, as they should be. I completely understand. But I really do feel like Mike Evans is probably going to be the one that will ultimately own the Eagles here. And this is probably going to be a tight game. So they're not going to just be running the ball. I mean, honestly, I think the Bucs are going to win this game. But don't tell Jake that. No, here he goes. It says you'll keep getting burnt. I already saw that coming in the chat. But
no Devonta Smith, maybe no AJ Brown. Get the Bucs at plus money while you can.
Yeah. So Mike Evans over 61.5 receiving yards, minus 113.
No, I love that. We talked about that Wednesday. Bucks needing to go back to Mike Evans. He's been in the trenches past couple of weeks, just doing his job. Pretty much, the same excuse that Travis Kelce was using on his podcast about why he's not producing. He's like, just about winning football games, brother. We're 3-0, brother. It doesn't matter. I don't care what I do. 8 catches for 69 yards through 3 games. We just need to win. And, I'll turn it on at some point. Maybe. I don't know. Mike Evans this week been doing all the hard work again, all the blocking, lower target share, lower air yards. I'm with Andrew. Juicy matchup, comeback week for Mike Evans. Still a ton of usage there, and like you mentioned, a deep field threat for them. Like he is going to get his shots downfield. Only needs probably 3 or 4 catches to clear that. I don't know what his reception line is, but I think you probably want to take a good look at that as well because you may be getting a discounted number there. If you get 4.5, I think you easily smash that.
Give me a second. Let me take a look here. Total receptions. Evans is 4.5.
Smash that. What's the odds? Minus 145?
Minus 110.
Dang. Love it.
Yeah. Chris Godwin, just so you know, receptions 6.5.
I don't
and
love
they
that.
have him
now
at
with him coming in a little banged up.
Yeah, they have him 66.5 yards as well for Godwin.
Yeah, I think I'd probably chase down Evans a little bit.
Also, Mike Raub setting the line. I have the over on Andrew cussing at Commanders' offensive failures on Sunday. Just in entirety of the game, you could set that line at about 50, and I'd probably still take the over. Damn. Ask my wife; she'll tell you to take the over.
Ouch. It's like an episode of Suits, but Andrew complaining about the Commanders. I love it.
Jake's still in the chat, defending his Eagles. I love the passion. I do love the passion.
Yeah. Anyways. Yeah, you got the double doink. You've been handed everything, all right? You got Nick Foles winning championships, double doinks. Get out of here, man. Get out of here, all right? You had the tush push. You had a generational play, literally. Come on, stop it. Get over it. And quit losing to the Commanders all the time then. Team so good. Demario Douglas, over 3.5 catches, paying plus money. Hit this number last week. Obviously, Patriots were looking terrible. Bright spot was Demario Douglas, and he's the guy that we bang the drum for most consistently through the offseason. So I'm going to buy the narrative that he's going to be more of a reliable threat going forward. Doesn't have to be amazing, obviously, to hit 4 catches. 3.5 paying plus 120, and his yardage 32.5 paying minus 115. Take your pick at either. Put them together. I think one, is probably safer. It is Demario Douglas at the end of the day. It is the Patriots offense. San Francisco is allowing the 4th most yards per game to receivers. So a little bit more upside for the receiving yards there. Again, I like the Patriots chasing in this game. They're 10-point dogs. So they should be playing from behind. And if they're not, then hopefully a guy like Demario Douglas is, pulling them along the way.
Yeah, I don't have any more props. So if you got another one, roll into her.
It's just based on the situationship this week. Brock Bowers, 5.5. I'll take it. Minus 105, even money. Obviously been a target hog with Devontae Adams there. Now no Devontae Adams. I know I'm banging the drum for Trey Tucker. We got Wiles in the chat, saying Jacoby Myers. Give me Brock Bowers, like the consistency. 5.5 seems pretty easy based on the target share that he's been getting, again, with Devontae Adams. And now without him, I just don't see Trey Tucker or Myers, getting a huge target share because of his absence. Like, I wouldn't assume that Myers would get even 8+ targets with him gone. I would assume that Brock Bowers would be at that 8, 10, 12 target range.
I like it. How do you feel about Zamir White, 41.5 rushing yards? Under?
Go away.
I mean, how the mighty have
throwing
fallen.
Throwing the flag on that.
People were all over Zamir White's dick for best ball all year long. And
hey, I was there. I was riding.
The panic button has been hit for Zamir White.
It's not a panic button. There's just no reason to invest in his props right now. I mean, I think even if he hit that this week, he probably gets that same number next week. I don't think there's going to be a huge, market shift because he hits that number one week. So wait for him to hit it this week. Get a little bit more trust. If the yardage goes up, buy it back down and get another safer play. Simple as that. But stay away from him until he proves otherwise. Until he proves himself competent.
I'm taking the under on that.
I'm looking at my Zamir White exposure now. You've got me curious. Son of
I had 5%, I think, in BBM.
Mm-hmm. Sure you did.
I'm almost positive.
I can't find it right now, but I do know it's double digits. But it's not in the 20s.
Oh, yikes.
It's probably 12 to 14%, I'm going to guess. I'll find it soon as we start going through the touchdown picks. Let's be sure to smash the like button, share the video, and follow the Fan Speak Network. Andrew, who was your first anytime touchdown pick?
Zamir White, 5.7.
Get the fuck out of here.
I was just saying how much my exposure is, 5.7.
I thought you were getting into...
You don't got to yell.
Zamir White getting an anytime touchdown. Sorry.
No,
Sorry.
anytime touchdown. Yeah, right. Zamir White, anytime touchdown. Get the fuck out of here with that noise. First up, anytime touchdown. Zach Moss, -110 versus the Panthers. Panthers suck at defending the run. Absolutely abysmal. Awful. How this... Oh, do you have Zach Moss too? Look at you.
It's at the top of the... It's at the DK. I don't know.
Oh, it says like -110 on FanDuel. Get the fuck out of here with that.
There you go. Shop the market.
Yeah. I mean, so how this fails, Bruni, is Joe Burrow has an elite day where he's passing for 4 touchdowns, right? That's how this gets picked up.
Chase Brown.
Yeah, but I still think they're using Moss around the goal line more. So that's what leans me that way. But yeah, Moss. If they get around the goal line within the 5-yard lines, he's scoring. -110. Take it.
Clearly love it. You took my first touchdown pick. So I'm going to stay in that game and go with Chuba Hubbard. Both defensive lines are looking really bad right now. Both are missing both starting interior tackles. Excuse me. Couldn't get that out. -125. I don't know what the juice is over at FanDuel, but I love those odds. Chuba, yeah. He looked great last week with Andy Dalton. We're losing Adam Thielen this week and going forward. Jonathan Brooks still not back. I haven't seen enough out of guys.
What did you say Chuba is on DK?
-125.
God dang, he's plus $100 on FanDuel. I mean,
what the
damn,
wrong time to make the switch. I'll tell you that. Holy. I don't know. The Friday numbers are better over there, I guess. DK just laying all that thick juice. Oh my God. Regardless, still love Chuba to find himself in pay dirt in week 4. Juicy matchup. The Bengals rushing defense hasn't been amazing. And like I said, they're missing their 2 starting interior tackles. I like Chuba's upside. He was used a lot last week. Get in on him while you still can. Also someone I like for a buy low trade. Everyone's all hyped up over Jonathan Brooks. They haven't even seen him play a single snap in the NFL. If you want to go make a move and you don't have to give up much, that's a nice buy low target in fantasy for you.
Yeah, if you put Hubbard and Moss together on FanDuel, is plus 292.
Let's go. Let's do it. Let's do it.
My second one, David Montgomery, -120 versus Seattle. Seattle can be run on, man. This is like Dan Quinn, Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Why am I fucking Dan? Yeah, Dan. Oh my God.
Dan. You're going to get clipped if you don't spit it out.
I'm like fucking having a blonde moment here. Dan Campbell. Jesus criminy. Shoo. What's in the beer? Did they spike this? Is this
was that 4? Was that 4%?
Yikes.
Wow.
Jeez, need to lay off
my third beer, Andrew.
I gotta lay off the herb. Yeah, Dan Campbell, if he gets back to doing what he should do with this Lions team and run the piss out of the ball, I mean, honestly, like that's how they're just gonna beat Seattle. You can just run it down Seattle's throat. Like, I don't understand like what they've been doing. They like when they run the ball, they perform very well. When they get away from the run is when they get themselves in trouble. Go back to what you know, Dan Campbell. Give it to your 2 fucking extremely good running backs. But I mean, why I picked Montgomery over Gibbs is he's had more opportunities around the goal line to this date so far.
Got a bigger hog.
I think he does, man. Fucking rock solid.
Look at him.
I mean, yeah. Like, why wouldn't you want to give him the ball around the goal line, right? Like,
I don't know why Jerry Jones didn't go get him.
Jerry Jones is all in, man. All in with the same team.
And when to Dix, he's all in on Dix.
Yeah. Listen, I agree. But yeah, Dave Montgomery -120 versus Seattle. I just, if they get around the goal line, they're going to give him an opportunity. Seattle's front can definitely be fucked with, and the offensive line for the Lions is very good. This seems like a no-brainer.
No, love the pick. Andrew, again, not doing his homework, went and caught the highlight video last week and was like, David Montgomery. Seahawks. That's an easy pick. Let's go. Let's bring that back. That's an easy one. No, juicy matchup. Got tons of David Montgomery everywhere in fantasy. Should have been on that, honestly. I should have had a back to the well pick there, because I have a couple back to the well picks. Should have been on that. It's a juicy matchup, like you said. I already mentioned Najee Harris plus 100, so we'll zoom past him. Wiles, stand up, take a bow. Saquon Barkley, Dallas Goedert, take your pick. Dallas Goedert plus 180, Saquon Barkley, minus 145, probably plus 200 at FanDuel, according to Andrew. But not the best odds, but regardless, a safer pick if you're going to build a TD card, if you're anytime touchdown card or anything like that.
What'd you say you have it at?
Minus 145.
It's minus 140 at FanDuel.
The unshaken market of Barkley anytime TDs.
And you said Goddard?
Goddard. To be fair, ChatGPT told me that Goddard would score a touchdown, so I thought it would be fair to add him into the conversation.
He's plus 190.
Oh. The audacity of FanDuel. The audacity.
Jake says TD market is ass. The books killed our fun. These odds are disgusting. It's true.
They're continuously getting more of an advantage as the year goes on. So you should also fade, doing huge touchdown cards, going forward.
Hey, if you want a fun play in this game, just because he should be wide receiver, maybe 1, depending on what's up with AJ Brown, but definitely 2, Jahan Dotson plus 390. Just saying.
You'd love it to happen. That's someone I have 14% of, where I was like, hey, this is cool. The Eagles?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Hey, this might be a spike week for him. You never know. It pays off a little bit on the best ball shares.
I'm going to need it to supplement some Devontae Adams. Only 16%. Only 16%. I saw Jewish McCaffrey showed he popped off like 24% Devontae, and who was the other one that he's missing this week?
Jake saying Grant Calcaterra.
Get the fuck
plus
out of here.
950 if you
want. Jake, I want to really know what you would put on that. Like real money, you're like, all right, yeah. Grant Calcaterra.
If I know Jake, he'd put $10 on it.
Put a 10 on it? I couldn't put
it. 10 to 195.
250? What's 250 give me?
Fucking 250.
Best I can do is 250.
$250.
I can't even do tree fitty.
What you know about tree fitty?
Nothing about no Grant Calacambra at tree fitty.
250 gets you $23.75.
That's some good beer money. That's some good pizza money.
What does a Paleolithic dinosaur need with tree fitty? Oh, man. Good old South Park reference. Anyway, I digress.
Moving on.
On.
Those are my last ones, were Barkley and Goddard. I just love the opportunity with obviously Devonta Smith being out. I probably still just lean in favor of Barkley, because when you do have missing pieces in a specific attack of the offense, it is still easier for the defense to concentrate on tight ends. Tight ends haven't been doing good regardless of their receivers being there or not being there. So I feel safer with Barkley, but if you want to buy up some juice in that game, I think Dallas Goedert is worthy of consideration.
10-4. I got 2 more anytime touchdowns for the peeps. I got Diggs plus 115 versus the Jags. People are going to be all over Collins. We already saw week 1, Diggs can get 2 touchdowns in a game. I think we're going to go back to the well here a little bit with Diggs. Cam Akers is going to be there for whatever that's worth. I think they are going to give him some shots in the end zone, but CJ Stroud's going to take it to him. I mean, I like your 2+ touchdowns call, right? Diggs is going to get one of those for sure. Plus 115. Love that it's not. I honestly thought it was going to be minus money. It isn't. That made me even more excited for it. So Steph Diggs, the diva, going to get himself a touchdown this week. Last one I got is my pick for our touchdown treasure chest this weekend. Breece Hall, it is minus 160 right now. Granted, last week I said Kyron, minus 150. It's juicy, right? It's not what you want. You want it closer to plus money, but when it happens, you still win money, right? He hit last week. Breece Hall is going to hit this week, minus 160. The Broncos are awful at defending the run. Complete ass cheeks. I might even take Braylon Allen to score a touchdown in this game, because they might be up and might give Braylon Allen the opportunity to score a touchdown. So, I don't know. I like both of them, but Breece Hall minus 160. He's getting all the goal line work until they put Braylon Allen in there. So feels good. Broncos suck. Let's ride.
Great pick. Great pick. The RB1 last year. Great pick. Braylon Allen was also another name that Chat GPT spit out. Just throwing that out there.
Really? Wow.
Plus 195.
Yeah. Chat GPT must be looking at my best ball exposures.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I said scrub the internet, so they had to have found you.
This is how bad the Broncos defense is, and FanDuel and the books know it. What do you think Braylon Allen's anytime touchdown is?
I have plus 195.
Okay, well, you weren't supposed to look, you dickhead.
I was looking. I had it literally clicked up when you said,
when someone says
maybe
guess,
Braylon Allen, I was like, oh, I'm going to bring this in.
Usually when it's a guess, it's like, hey, I haven't seen it yet.
I already knew it.
Well
I already knew it when you asked.
Yeah, yes. Plus 195 is also what it is over here. But that's for the backup running back to be less than plus 200. That is bad. That's disgusting. So maybe we don't lay that with Braylon Allen because he's not getting the goal line work unless they have him in on a package there.
Well, that's the thing is that Braylon Allen has been getting touches. And hear me out because we're segueing now. We're moving over to the 2 touchdown conversation. Hear me out. Plus 1,300. Braylon Allen. All the reasons and all the points you just made. But hey, we don't kill Breece Hall this week up against the shitty-ass Broncos where we're 8-point favorites.
Listen, I don't hate the 2+ touchdowns call. That's not bad. I like that.
I like Braylon Allen to score 2+ touchdowns over Grant Calcaterra to score 1. I'll tell you that much.
That's Calcaterra, by the way.
Calcatrepin.
It's all right. What do you think Breece Hall's plus 2 touchdowns is? Don't even look. I see your eyes going over there. Guess.
I know what it is because I knew when I
you son of a bitch. Stop looking.
It's not good. It's not good enough. That's what I'm going to tell you.
It is not. Plus 360,
not
good enough. It isn't.
Yeah, don't fall into their trap.
So, Bruni, I'm going to put yours over here because I want to see what ours would pay. How many plus 2 touchdown picks do you have?
Oh, I was just going to go through them. I mean, I have a couple of picks. Like you mentioned Mike Evans. I think Mike Evans is another really good one just because he has been quiet for a few weeks. And I just don't know if Surtain's actually going to get the full coverage on him. They move Mike Evans around a lot. And even if they do, what are you
talking about, Surtain?
They're playing, they're not playing Denver. They're
playing
the
Eagles.
Eagles. Yeah, my bad.
I was going to say, it's like, whoa.
Getting too caught up on this Denver screen over here. Getting too caught up on the Denver screen. It is the juicy matchup, but regardless, we've talked about him being quiet the past few weeks. It could be a nice little bounce back.
Yes. Agree.
You had also mentioned Diggs. Diggs or Collins feels pretty safe in that game. Could
be. My first one is a man who got multiple opportunities this past weekend, or this past Monday, I should say, at scoring touchdowns. Didn't catch either one of them, but they're going to go back. They're going to go back to him in the red zone. They want to have him score a touchdown since he hasn't played up until this past weekend. The man, the legend, the man I drafted second most exposure to for my wide receivers in best ball, T. Higgins. 2+ touchdowns, plus 1,500. Better odds than Braylon Allen. Is that fucking nuts? That is absurd.
Yeah, I think that is. I like the odds. The odds are sexy. I just don't trust him. I don't trust him to do it.
No, I mean they passed it to him multiple times in the end zone. He could have had 2 Monday night. Now, granted, the one his foot was out, and the second one he just didn't catch because it was kind of a poorly thrown ball by Burrow a little bit. But I think they're going to go back to him, man. I really do. If we would put Braylon Allen and T. Higgins together, Bruni, because I know you can't see this, what do you think the odds are for both them 2+ touchdowns?
Allen and Evans?
Yes. Also, Carl Anthony Towns was just traded to the Knicks. Anyway, sorry. I digress.
Basketball is so fucking stupid.
It is.
Plus 1,300, plus 1,500. So, I don't know, 400 to 1?
No, it's 239 to 1, but still pretty damn good.
No, that's solid. That's solid.
Jake says, "What's up with your T. Higgins boner? T. Higgins is a good wide receiver. Stop it."
I mean, he's pretty good.
Tim D knows.
It's an offense that has some weapons that can score in the red zone. It has a couple of running backs. You have Jamar Chase, elite receiver. Yoshi has proved himself worthy. He's getting solid target share. It's just a room divided. It's like me betting on Alan Lazard to put up another 2. There's just other guys that could use there, you know.
Could be. I'm still sticking with him, man. I mean, he has Burrow's eye in the red zone.
I like that. Chuba Hubbard would be another good one. Marvin Harrison Jr.
I have one more I have written down here.
What you got?
Revenge, baby. Picture Aaron Jones scoring twice, scoring 3 times, maybe 4 times. Yeah. Who knows? Aaron Jones, baby, coming back to Green Bay. We've already mentioned him. He's going to want to stick it to the Packers, man. Think the opportunity is going to be there for him. 2+ touchdowns, plus 950. Wish it was a little bit longer odds, but plus 950 is still okay for me with Aaron Jones.
No arguments. I got him for at least 1, so no arguments. Another Chat GPT pick. The only one that agreed with my picks, Aaron Jones. So also agrees with you.
If you put Braylon Allen, T. Higgins, and Aaron Jones all for 2+ touchdowns, $10 wins you $25,190. Just saying.
What about adding one more player, Andrew? What about adding one more player to that card? I think I heard you say today this player could find the end zone, and I'm going to say he could find it twice. Your boy, Travis Swift.
Travis Swift. Oh,
plus 1,100. Plus 1,100.
Plus 1,100. Let's put Mr. Swift into. Oh my God! On FanDuel, it's plus 1,700. Even better. You got to switch back.
I'm gonna have to. Yeah.
Braylon Allen, T. Higgins, Aaron Jones, and Travis Kelce all to score 2+ touchdowns. $10 wins you $453,590. You're welcome, America.
So how much? Well, no, you and me now have to put something on it. So what do you want?
Oh, I mean, for sure. I mean, yeah. Well, yeah. What do you want to put on it?
5.
5 each or 5 total? 250 each?
Just 5 total.
So 5 wins $226,795.
Great.
Fucking sold. Put her in. I got it.
Go.
It's in.
Let's
Locked
go.
in.
Well, we got to use yours, not my odds.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, your odds blow.
Penny stocks over here. I typically don't care. You know what I mean? Like I honestly, like, I tell people to shop around. I don't. I'm a fast shopper. Like when you go to the store, with your wife and it takes you forever. And then when you go, it takes you no time at all. You know what I'm talking about. It's okay. Everyone, it's okay. Just be honest with ourselves.
I usually did the grocery shopping just by myself because I like to do it by myself. But now we have transitioned to where my wife will put in an order and I'll pick it up from Giant. So
teamwork. Hashtag teamwork. Gotta love it. Respect.
Hashtag
appreciate
teamwork.
it. But I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about like, hey, I got to go to the store to get something, like 1 or 2 things. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't exist for spouses. They just go and then they stay there forever. But see, I just go in and out. Like, hey, I need my 2 things. Hey, I'm going in. I got my 2 things. I'm gone. I have a relationship with the building.
It's true.
You get it. True. Maybe you don't. Sounds like you don't. That's all right. I do. Let's move on to our favorite spread picks.
Tyler checking in. He says, yo, I wonder, is he in space right now? Or do you think he's still on the ground? He's still on the ground? NASA didn't take him up yet? No?
You're very convinced that he rides around in rockets.
Oh, for sure.
You're very sold on this narrative.
Yeah. Also,
he's
Jake,
multiple times that he doesn't. But
this is my financial advisor right here telling me to throw $25 so you can retire and invest into a portfolio. I already have a portfolio with him. He wants me to win $1 bazillion so I can just give it to him. I like this financial advisor.
Yeah.
Great guy. Great guy.
Jake. That's a great call.
When your financial advisor is also a degenerate,
and to me,
it makes sense.
I don't trust investors. I saw the show The OC as a kid. I saw what happened in the first episode. Guy lost everybody's money.
That's such
the
a
whole
random
premise for the entire show. At least
the
neighbor's narrative, their arc, the neighbor's arc.
He says they don't call me Rocket Man for nothing. My man. Unfortunately, the wife grounded me before the FFA could.
Damn.
Shit, that's good.
Favorite spread pick. Let's go.
Yep. ATS Picks. Let me pull that up here for the peeps real quick. First one, Bruni. I said it before.
Sorry,
buddy. The Rams. Oh, no. Wait. Hold on.
Was that dogs?
Yep. Sorry. I skipped the dogs. I went back. Spoiler alert. No. First first up here for the spread picks for me: Cincinnati Bengals -4.5, -110. They're 0-3.
They
Are they really
no,
going to
they
go
need it.
0-4?
They need it.
I don't think so. Panthers suck. I don't care what the Red Rifle is going to be doing out there. Joe Burrow is
It's a
going to
revenge game. It's a revenge game at home for the Rifle.
This is true.
So let's not play around with home field advantage here. Right?
You're not wrong on that aspect of it, but I mean, I don't know, man. The Panthers are so bad on defense. They're
you're right there. I'm agreeing with you, but with a little variance. Like I like the Bengals -3. I think the 4.5 might be sharp, and I want to give myself a little bit more of an edge. So I'll take -3 to the Bengals, but I do think this is a close game. I do think it's closer than what we would expect it, or what the books would sell it as. So I am going to put the Panthers in a 6-point teaser, and that pushes them up to 10.5.
Okay.
I think that's pretty comparable, where we can both be right, similar to our Kansas City and Atlanta takes last week. You were, Chiefs -3 yeah, that makes sense. I'm with you there, but I'd probably feel safer going to bed at night saying that I bet the Falcons to cover a touchdown or whatever, 7 points. And we were both right. So I think this is a similar situation.
Okay. Understand.
My first one is Steelers -2, 3-0 against the spread. Juicy matchup up against the Colts. They are on the road, but they're playing indoors. Great matchup for their ground game in Najee Harris, in Justin Fields, and we've still seen the Colts, let it rain in the secondary as well. So, like the opportunities in this game for rushing props, specifically Najee Harris, like I mentioned before, over on the carries, over on the yards, anytime touchdown. Give me the Steelers. -2. I think I'd feel comfortable enough buying it up a point. Nothing much more than that. I don't need to get alternative in this game. I can take the -2 or on the money line, and I'm good there. Any argument for the Colts?
No, I don't. This is a stay away game for me. I mean, Steelers are riding so hot. It bothers me a little bit that they are so hot right now.
They've got a better quarterback. I mean, Justin Fields, I say anyone can have whatever narrative they want about him. I was never like, oh, get rid of him. Let's bring in Caleb. Oh, let's keep Fields and, never draft Caleb. Forget about this guy. Go trade the pick. Hey, go make the best decision. But Fields is getting it done up there, man. Like keeping the drives alive, not making mistakes. They've implemented him with a running, offense where he gets, run plays himself. Like, I feel we can trust this team with a compatible quarterback and a really good defense that's just still there.
Yeah, I mean, it's a stay away for me. I have no argument on either side, so I'm not arguing with you whatsoever on that. Okay. It's a stay away for me.
So, like last week, like you said, stay away from Lions and Cardinals. You like the Lions. Obviously, they won. But you were correct on the tease up Arizona up to 9. Would you tease the Colts up to 9 with a 7-point teaser? Or still too out of pocket for you? Still too wild.
I mean, no, I probably still wouldn't, dude. Like the Steelers' defense is very good, but at the same time, it's like. At some point, I think we see a Justin Fields fuck up game where he just blows the game for them. So I don't want to bet either side on this because it just scares me. Like honestly, it's just stay away. If I had to pick one, I'll take the Steelers side of it, but I don't want to bet it.
You guys see Ayuk threw a temper tantrum today. Shanahan reamed him for dress code. I didn't, but bro, it's the NFL, and you guys aren't the Yankees. Like, relax. But also, Ayuk, grow a sack. What the dude? That guy's driving me crazy. Crazy. Bought all the dips in redraft. Bought all the dips. He's fine. He's not going anywhere. He's posturing. He's still posturing. It's ridiculous. Bro, you just got paid. Relax. Just go catch some balls. Let's see. Oh, no, you're up.
Yep, I'm up. We're going to take Kansas City Chiefs -7. Yeah, the Chargers. I don't think that they're up to par here with the Chiefs. -7 feels a little light. Honestly, I would take this up to 10 personally. I mean, the Chargers don't really have a whole lot of pieces that Kansas City can't stop. Kansas City on defense is very good. We know that they're
Very
good
good
on
against the
offense.
run specifically.
Yes. So I don't know. The number feels light. I like that. It's -118. Like I said, I might buy it up to 10 personally.
Okay.
To bet it.
Okay.
But yeah, I want to get the plus odds there. So maybe I'll just take it to 8 or whatever the plus odds get me to. But yeah, it feels light. Chiefs roll. Let's go.
I'm with you. I like the number at 7, but still a situation just because they're division rivals that I may take them down to 3. So you either go safe, maybe at -3, or you buy into what Andrew's saying at the +10, or I'm sorry, -10. They win by 10 or more. I think it can go either way, honestly. Do we know if Herbert's in or out?
I didn't see. Hold on, let me look.
Like, I know I saw Palmer coming back. He's going to be healthy, but that's not a needle mover if you're only going to be using Sam Howell, or I'm sorry, Heineke, wrong Commanders, anti-prodigy.
11 hours ago still says questionable, but likely we see Taylor Heineke under center in a key divisional game instead of Herbert. So
yeah, so then
but
get that 7 or 3 now, before it does become 10 on Sunday. I think that is the play then. So if you want 10, you can sit back and wait, and then if you want to get in now, get 7 while the odds are good. You're getting even money. Or you can buy it up and get a little bit safer, because buying up from 10 to 3 is going to be ridiculous. It's going to cost you a ton. If you do it right now, that you're getting really good odds, then you can cook that into a nice ticket with even like maybe the over in this game. Like 40 points, I don't think is really crazy, for the Chiefs to put up, 28 and for the Chargers to do their part. And that, I mean, that's like bare bones. I think they can easily clear 30.
Yeah, so do I.
Yeah, so you find something else in the game. We talk about Kelsey maybe find the end zone. I like Rashi Rice to find the end zone. Carson Steele's still at +140. Is Kareem Hunt getting odds? Kareem Hunt's at +220. All he's got to do is get a goal line carry. He got 9 of them last year, 9 rushing touchdowns. All he's got to do is get on the goal line. +220 plus that -3 or -7 could be something tasty. Let's see here. Who else do I have? I only say this because I have 6 teams, but they're in a teaser, and I wanted to wrap that after the end. Let's see.
I have some more ATS picks if you need me to roll down any.
No, I like Browns -2. I think that their defense can be enough of a factor in this game up against the Raiders, even on the road.
This game has a billion injuries in it.
Exactly.
This is fucking crazy.
But the Cleveland defense still seems to me healthy enough to combat the Raiders. And the Raiders missing Adams, the Raiders missing Crosby, that's too much for me. That's way too much for me to invest in the Raiders in this game. For them to be a short dog at +110, I think we're going to have maybe not massive movement, but that number is going to go up for sure. Right now, they have this as a closer game that I think it's going to be. I think you can still hit under 36.5, but it'd still be a blowout in favor of the Browns because of their defense. So that's what I'm buying into here. Give me the Browns -2 with all the injuries, like you mentioned. I don't want to play with any numbers here. I don't want to move anything back and forth. So I'll stick at the -2 there for sure.
I like that. My next one up is Lions -3.5.
Okay.
Seahawks can be run on. I said this
Yeah.
in the David Montgomery thing. I mean, honestly, if Dan Campbell just sticks to what he knows and run the ball, that I think that they really just take it to the Seahawks here. Seahawks are a fraudulent 3-0 team. We're getting a short number because of that. This number probably, if the Seahawks were 1-2 or 2-1, I think this is probably closer to 5.5. We're getting at 3.5. Seahawks, I mean, their offense is fine. DK probably will have a decent game. At the same time, though, really all they got to do is put Geno in a situation where he has to make a play. Rush Geno. Blitz him. When you blitz Geno Smith, he ain't that great. I think Dan Campbell's going to realize that quickly in this game, and they're going to roll. 3.5, way too short. We're getting a cheap number because the Seahawks are 3-0, -115. Honestly, I might buy this up to 7. I mean,
Interesting.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Flag is thrown. There it is. There we go. We're on the board now, Andrew. I am taking the Seahawks with a 6-point teaser. But
okay.
But I am willing to board bet this with you at the plus 3.5.
Done.
Okay. So we're keeping it simple there. I'm not going to chase you up to 7 or anything like that because I think that's a bit much in my favor still, giving me 7. So I'll do the 3.5. Their offense has been great, and the passing defense for the Lions has been atrocious. And this game is on primetime. I like that the Lions are hosting. I think that lends them favor to win. But getting the Seahawks at plus 3.5 with how good their offense has been and how bad the secondary has been for the Lions, I feel like it's equitable enough. And I'm not betting the 3.5. I took them in the 6-point teaser, but I am comfortable enough to bet it by itself at 3.5 for sure. So that 30 that you didn't send back, you can just hang on to that still because it might be more.
Yeah, just hang on to that one.
Just hang on to that because it might be more this week.
10-4.
Dolphins didn't cover, by the way, against Seattle.
No, they did not. They were fucking terrible. My
so
God,
I'm riding the Seattle train. I'm going back to Seattle this week.
He's doubling down.
Let's go.
You never walk away when you're hot.
Never. Deshaun Watson last week, I gave you 20.5 rushing yards. He's getting 20.5 this week. Again, go, run. Austin Eckler's not in this week. No problem. Brian Robinson, 16.5 receiving yards. Go. You're welcome. Even money. Go. Take it. Run. Make sure I get my 10% at Best Ball Bruni.
Do you have any more ATS picks?
Yeah, so I'll go through just the rest of this card. I have a 6-point teaser. We've got Panthers from 4.5 plus the 6. That puts us up to 10.5. Vikings plus 3 and taking the plus 6 gets us up to 9. The Bucks, the lowest one here at 1.5, getting me up to potentially 7.5. I think that they can easily cover a touchdown. The Rams plus 3, obviously giving them another 6 points up to 9 against the Bears, and pretty much even money game. The Bills plus 2.5 plus the 6, great matchup up on the road. They can easily win that game. And then the Seahawks, the 3.5 plus the 6 up to 9.5 plus 600. 6-team, 6-point teaser.
Okay. I also have the Falcons -3. Saints beat up, banged up. Chris Olave may not play. Kamara's questionable. It just feels like Falcons are a little healthier right now. Their defense is not bad, actually. It feels like this number can change really quickly with some injury news. So I'm going to go grab it at 3 right now. If it goes up, though, it's probably a stay away for me. But at 3, it still feels good. -105.
Don't hate it, but prefer Falcons money line. It's -155, a little bit less juice, but it's still a divisional game. They still got Rashid Shaheed. Who knows?
This is true.
Could also be a Taysom Hill game. So I'll take the money line. Division game, gonna be tight. We saw the Saints, still take it to the Eagles. That was a tight game. So I'll take the money line there, Falcons. But
10-4.
All with you.
All right, dogs.
Let's go walking.
Dogs. Do you want me to give all 3 that I have out at the same time?
No, we can just go back and forth. We can go through this pretty quick.
So, like I was saying before, continuing on, Bruni, your Bears, take the Rams on. Rams, not as bad as people think they are. Bears, not as good as people think they are. Simple. Rams roll. Nah, I'm just kidding. Rams don't roll. I do think this is probably a pretty tight game, honestly. Just taking the Rams side, for me, it's the coach speak on this. I'll take Sean McVay over the Bears coaching staff. I mean, all of them, really. I know it's at home for the Bears, which is, I do like that for the Bears in this matchup. But the Rams, they're quietly pretty decent. I mean, even without their 2 best receivers, they're still quietly pretty good. I do worry a little bit about the fatigue on the Rams, though. That is where I think this can go downhill a little bit. Is they've been playing really hard games. I feel like the fatigue is going to set in at some point, but the Bears still not great until Caleb Williams shows it to me. I'm going to take the other team, so I'll take the Rams +134 on the money line.
Showed us a lot of good throws last week, just wasn't consistent from one drive to the next. Made some good plays, made some good throws, but just couldn't keep it going from quarter to quarter to quarter. I think that the Bears wind up winning this game, and that's why I am taking the Rams at on the spread plus the 6, etc. Their defense and their secondary, I just think, is a much favorable matchup for them versus those receivers. And you talk about getting that pressure to Geno Smith. I mean, you want to talk about somebody else, like Matthew Stafford. Like Geno can run a little bit. Matthew Stafford, no. He's going to the ground as fast as he can, or trying to throw it away. Pass rush is going to be there. I like Kyron to score a touchdown. I like Kyron this week, but I think that the receivers are going to be found wanting. I don't think they're going to be looking like a Juwan Jennings, this week. I think they're going to have a tougher go of it. The total is at 40.5, which is a little bit lower than I would like the number to be. I think with the passing acumen that we saw from Caleb last week, still had a good passing yards total. Obviously wasn't accurate, but pushing the ball down the field gets you into scoring territory, and they have a good kicker in Cairo. So I will take over the 40.5 points. And I like Bears money line here, but I still do like the Rams potentially on a higher spread, 7, 9, etc.
Next one up from, you need your next one. Sorry.
Keeping it simple, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We saw this Buccaneers team beat the Eagles when they're more healthy in the playoffs, also at home. So I'm going to chase the Buccaneers here. Small dogs plus 105. Also like them to cover potentially. I mean, if I'm really attacking the spread, I think I go like all in at the 7, put something else in, or I buy them up to plus 3. I think the plus 3 is also practical, with them sitting already at plus 1.5.
Cosign, I also have the Bucks plus 105 on the money line. As you said, short dog, small dog, but man, they're at home. I know Jake's going to point out once again that they got blown out by the Bucks. Completely understand. Rebound game versus a Eagles secondary that can be exposed, even though they did play well last week. Still think the Bucks find a way to get it done. Small dogs roll. Let's get it.
Yep, love that. Let's see. My other dog would be probably the Vikings again. I mean, their defense still, being a big part of what they're doing. They're playing a divisional game. Again, small dogs plus 120. Prefer them on the spread, but what we've seen from Darnold and Jefferson, I just think it lends us favor to be on them again this week. You're also getting Jordan Addison back, like you mentioned. You have the Aaron Jones revenge game. Brian Flores has the defense rolling. Let's keep rolling. Andrew Von Winkle. Dude's absolutely killing it for me in IDP leagues. So I think the Vikings are something there, and the Packers, even if they get Jordan Love back, at what capacity? If not, Malik Willis, you might be getting better odds on the Vikings without that full stance at the quarterback. Go get them before this game is just a pick 'em, before it's just even money both ways. I'll take the Vikings plus 120.
My last dog. Nobody circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills. The Bills are rolling right now. It's in Baltimore, which is a little scary. I think that
I saw the Raiders beat the Ravens in Baltimore.
Yeah, but that might have been a wake-up call a little bit, right? Like I think the Ravens are going to come out pretty damn scrappy. Like this feels like one of those games where it's like, okay, the Bengals didn't do well against the Patriots, right? But then what do they turn around and do? They play the Chiefs really well in the very next game, right? I feel like this is how the Ravens are going to come out. They're going to come out and play the Bills pretty tight, make Josh Allen make plays, but Josh Allen can make plays. They're fucking rolling. He showed that he can pass the ball to anybody in the end zone. How many players scored touchdowns last Monday night? 5. Like it's not, you can't just go defend Keon Coleman or Dalton Kincaid or Khalil Shakir. Like you got to defend everybody because Josh Allen's going to make you pay if you don't. Bills, I think, continue rolling. Going to take it to the Ravens plus 116. If you add up the Rams, the Bucks, and the Bills, for me, all my dogs plus 910 on the money line.
Andrew, the Ravens have allowed the most passing yards through 3 games. You want to take a guess on the number? The most.
How many passing? I'm sorry, what did you say? The passing yards?
How many yards they've allowed in the air so far this season?
Overall, let's go 684.
684 yards through 3 weeks would rank you at about 11th in the league. So I want you to guess again. The Ravens, 11th worst.
Okay.
The Ravens are number 1. Why don't you guess again?
943.
That's very, very close. It's 946.
Wow. Okay, good.
That is very, very close. That's insane. We just saw what the Bills did last week. That defense, right, that we saw even last week at the end of the game, the Cowboys were able to put up a ton of yards, come back. They were not disciplined to close that game down on the road. I think they're, if anything, a little discouraged how they ended that last game, even though they won. It didn't feel like a win. I'll tell you that much. And now you're getting this offense that did this in week 3, and how bad your passing defense has been through 3 weeks. It's a misnumber. It's a miscalculation by the books. Yeah, Bills all day. That was my last dog. So pretty easy one there. Full agreement, full send on the Bills.
We're on 2 of the same dogs. What's the worst that can happen?
Let's ride. Let's fly. No,
yes, sir.
I just don't see I don't see how that math adds up there for the Ravens. And even look what the Bills defense did last week. They were still also very good, able to cause some turnovers, cause some havoc. If Lamar is put into a situation where he has to constantly push the ball downfield, it's not good. It's not what he does. I mean, he might run well, might put up some good, numbers on the ground rushing the ball, but when he has to throw with a lot of volume, it's not always so pretty. So does also lend favor for the Mark Andrews over. So let's go. Let's get after it.
Let's go. Anything else for the people?
No, that is it. Anything from you, Andrew?
Nobody. No, let's hey, good luck everybody. Let's win some money. See you all next week when we are a lot richer. Bruni and I might be a shit ton richer if these two. Oh, by the way, I didn't just put that in $5 for us. I round robin in that motherfucker. All of it. $21 in total, all round robin. So even if we don't hit the actual parlay, there'll be some money in there. Just saying.
Okay. All right. I'll get you your share.
Don't worry. I'll take it out. If it wins, I'll take it out of that and send you your piece.
Appreciate that. Appreciate that. That's awesome. Might also have a visit from Andrew coming up. We'll see. All right, everybody. Take care. Be well. Be good. If you can't be good at it. We'll see you.